Well, I think people don't realize what the impact of especially recurring charges is on their retirement balances, and then the income that they can get from their retirement funds when they do retire. Even charges that look very small, but that are charged every year, can reduce your retirement amount by a lot. I'm not sure about double, but certainly we'd like to improve people's retirement incomes by putting them into simple products that are reasonably cheap, cost-effective, and do what's on the tin.
So in your bid to consolidate the industry, is it likely that we're going to see a lot of small players being sucked in and reduce the number of funds that exist?
Well, one of the reasons why members pay such high charges is because the costs that the retirement industry faces are very large. And there's structural issues for that. I mean, one reason is because only half of South African workers are in funds in the first place. Another reason is we have nearly 2,500 retirement funds in the country, so the industry is very, very fragmented. Another reason is that people don't preserve their money when they change jobs, so balances that people have in the system are very low. And you know, if we can get more people in the system, we can get them to keep their money in the system for longer, and we can give them better value for putting their money in the system, then I think we're on a win-win path.
Is that as a result of lack of transparency and comparability, what some are saying is a practice of charge shifting as well?
Yes, I mean, you know, if you look at the startling difference in complexity between products that are commercially sold and products that are not commercially sold. You know, if you're in a retirement fund provided by your employer and you work for a very large employer, the charging structure of that fund is likely to be very, very, very simple. But if you're in a commercially sold fund, the charging structure is incredibly complex. And, you know, we think that simplicity of retirement products is a goal in itself, and it doesn't look to us as though the market is delivering that. And so we are engaged, this paper is engaged in a conversation with industry about what we can do to ensure that products are comparable and simple and do what it says on the tin in a cost-effective way.
So observers, though, say that there is still a problem of clarity, for instance, on whether thresholds for auto-enrollment will be needed and how opt-outs, if any, will work.
Well, we would like every formally employed worker to save for their retirement. How we go about that is, you know, it's a national conversation we need to have. The paper does present certain options. The more people that are in the system, the more efficiently the system can run for everybody. And so, you know, we just need to have a national conversation about exactly how we get more people into the system and get products in the system that work for ordinary people.
So how will it work for employers and employees?
You know, the proposals that are presented there are draft, very tentative draft proposals. They're really intended to frame the discussion with key stakeholders, including industry and unions, and it's very, very premature to talk about exactly how things are going to work. We're just at the beginning of a very long road, and we're still engaged in very intensive discussions with all the stakeholders to try and find a way forward that's good for everybody.